What's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Rawstar of the Misfit Effect. And of course, I'm joined with my spectacular, extremely talented co-host, the lovely Miss Sarah Lace.
We are back, guys, and today we have brought you not just a goddess, but a multifaceted, multi-talented individual. And I heard that is why she has named herself the way she is. But Kyaa, the Chimera, hello, goddess.
Hi, yes, I am Kyaa Chimera, and I am the goddess. I've been going by goddess now for like 12 years is my title as a dom. But not everyone has to call me goddess. That's only for those who feel that little bit of worship when they see me in their heart. To everyone else, I'm simply Kyaa Chimera.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a sub, so I don't mind calling somebody a goddess at any
I love
point.
that. And honestly, one of the things I love is men or women who don't necessarily consider themselves submissive, who still like, they're like, bitch, you're goddess. Like, hell yeah. Like, I love a strong, confident person who's not afraid to say, like, you're a fucking goddess. You've done the work. You've, you know, gather that energy to yourself to be the baddest of baddies. So I respect that and I call you goddess. When somebody's like, their ego is so fragile that they're afraid to say that. I'm like, that says more about you than it does about me, but okay.
Mhm.
I want to point out I do the BDSM test every year,
That's
and
fun.
I haven't done it this year. I usually do it every March, but I've been dealing with health issues. I haven't did it, and usually for at least the last two, at least the last 3 years, one of my 100% says submissive. So yeah, I'm
I think
definitely.
that's beautiful. I honestly believe that human beings are meant to be matriarchal society. I think that when you see family structures or social structures where women are unabashedly in charge and everyone knows that there's like the woman is in charge of this house, those houses run like clockwork. Everything is clean, everybody's fed, everybody's happy. But when there's a man in charge, sometimes less so.
You know what?
Like,
As a male, I agree.
see, and one of the things that people tend to forget is house management. Like
Mm,
that in itself is not gender based. It just
yeah.
happens to be that, in a sense, women or females tend to be a little bit more focused and being like, that looks off. Let me clean that up. Let me move that. Versus like guys
Most
don't.
women I know have extreme attention for detail and given the right resources to take care of their home, do so very well. Whereas most men I know don't know how to decorate, don't know how to clean up after themselves. Not that they can't, they just don't know or think to do it. And if there's a woman to tell them, make it look like this, get that, put it there, they will do it and then they will be happier.
Mhm.
As a submissive man, I'm sure like you love it when a woman takes charge and tells you what to do. There's nothing more than being given a task you can easily accomplish by a woman doing it and then being praised for it.
See, I don't mind cleaning, but decorating is the thing. But I was like I'm to the point now in my life that I just hire a maid service to come clean. But the thing is, it's like
Facts.
I'm a hoarder. I'm a really, really, really bad hoarder. And like I'm openly ready to admit that. And because of that, it gets so cluttered
Mm.
at my home, at my place. Like this weekend, past weekend, was the first time that I actually went through and decluttered so much crap. And it was sad for a while.
I mean, it could be really hard when your brain thinks that thing is important. Everything has a use, everything could be repurposed or used at a later date. But one of the things that helped me declutter in my life a lot is looking at a rule of like, have I used it in the last year? Do I have a specific plan for using this? Can I replace it for less than $100?
Mhm.
If if you can replace it, you have no use for it, and you haven't used it, get rid of it and you will find you don't go looking for it. My home does not have any clutter because I just felt like I was losing my mind. And it's so easy with like Amazon and all these, online shopping to just acquire crap.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
That's
mean,
what
at this
that's
point,
what
I don't even put much on my wish list. My wish list has so little on it. People will be like, "Can you add something cheap to your wish list?" I'm like, "I don't need anything cheap from Amazon, so no."
yeah,
Because I'm not going to fill my house with random objects.
I have like feel like people come over here and make fun of me because they come stay for like 4 or 5 days, and then within that time frame, I probably have like at least 8 things delivered from Amazon. Like they're like some are necessary, some aren't. But like as you saying, I haven't used things in like over a year. I just put away a blender like that was cluttered. I have a big Ninja blender that was just sitting there and it's never been used. And I got
Speaking of
it,
blender,
and
don't you have
I got it
three?
3, 4 years ago. I have two.
Two. Yes, two.
Okay, so yeah, you don't need that many blenders. Donate another to a women's shelter or something.
Mhm.
Um, there are ways to get rid of things where it feels good, like, okay, that wasn't a waste, it's going somewhere it's needed, even if I didn't need it.
Well, the thing is, well, one I per this is you're gonna make fun of me. So you
Nothing
know
but kindness in my heart for you, honey. Don't worry. We'll
what
help you.
what I say make fun.
This is turned into a therapy session
No,
for you.
no, no. What I know, I'm talking about. You make fun of me, like you'll see what I mean. So on the plug when you hit the button, it means it turns it off
Mm-hmm.
and on. So my dumb self didn't think about hitting that little button, thinking,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's just turned off. I'm like, oh, someone has been in my house for a while and they broke my blender. They didn't tell me. So I went out and I bought, that's when I had
Mm.
three. I went out and had that one, bought a new one of the other same similar brand. Then I plugged that one in and it didn't work. And I'm
Mm.
like, they sent me a broken blender.
Oh
Then I'm like,
no.
wait a minute. And then I click the button and I'm like, oh, they both work. I did end up giving one of those away. But then I went out and got a
The
bigger
himbo moment right there. That's okay. Happens to the best of us.
But I got a bigger blender that just does more stuff. But it's also because I was more fat then. I was like, I shouldn't say fat. I was more not as health conscious that I am now. So I was making stuff that wasn't very healthy. So I needed a bigger blender. And then I did not ever use it. Now a lot of the stuff in my house just sits there and looks at me. Like I have two air fryers for no reason.
No one needs two air fryers.
Well, and
Well, no.
Right, exactly. He keeps
now,
doing that.
the thing is
Well,
one
That's
of
the
them
hoarder in him.
one of them is in my closet, but the thing is that one is a rotisserie air fryer.
And it's in your closet. How much rotisserie you eaten?
I put it away. I was like, this is when I was decluttering. It's in my closet now, and like, but it was a rotisserie, like so it can rotisserie the chicken that I would eat. If I wanted a whole chicken or a duck or whatever, it can rotisserie it, rise it, and
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I gotta just away some of the stuff.
Look, I promised I
right.
wasn't gonna make fun of you, but you keep talking.
Exactly. Like he makes it hard to not
I'm
like
really trying here, but you're talking about rotisserie chicken in your closet. This is getting silly, sir. It's getting
mind
silly.
mind you, it's cheaper to just go and buy the rotisserie
It
chicken.
costs $4 at Costco for a rotisserie
Well,
chicken,
the
and
thing
it's
is,
good.
Yes, there
on that notion, I
Well,
no no no. This is a real. I went to the hospital because I ate a rotisserie chicken from one of the places, and I was in the hospital and almost died. So I was in the hospital for like 5 days after I ate a rotisserie chicken from one of the places, and it
well,
was really bad. And so I have not purchased a rotisserie chicken from any of those places because of that.
that's fair. That's fair. That would put me off, but I'm also not going to trust. Personally, I'm not as much of a chef. I'm not going to trust myself to rotisserie a whole chicken and do it right.
I
Not,
know.
not my
That's the thing. That's
business.
the thing. The thing is, I love to cook. I really, really love to cook.
Well, that's that. I
So,
mean,
and
like
that's why.
maybe that's why you have so many kitchen appliances. I eat out or I pay someone to cook for me because I cannot. That's just not my thing. That's one thing about me. I'm not. I also pay someone to clean my house, despite
Mhm.
having a live-in sub. I'm like, I don't want you to have to clean everything because I just don't do cleaning. And it's not fair, even though you're my live-in sub, to make you clean every single thing every single day. So I
Yeah,
have somebody who comes in once a week and does the deep cleaning for me. And then like she just helps keep it tidy.
I
See?
agree. That's the way to go, though. That
Yeah.
is the way to go, especially with the busy lives that we live. And I feel like yours may be a little busier.
I'm pretty
I mean, live in
busy
some.
right now. I mean, I run my own websites all entirely myself. I have like an assistant and a small team behind the scenes, but like I shoot all my own content myself. I edit myself. I'm thinking about getting a video editor because it starts to just get crazy. I have a ton of new releases constantly, every week, new releases. I have multiple fan club pages and other forms of communication for my fans, and I'm the only one doing that.
Mhm.
Because I don't feel like, I'm not going to hand things off to some, random chatter from Singapore. That doesn't feel right. So it's a lot to manage it all and then also be a performer. And
Congratulations on Urban X hottest fetish star, by the way.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Yeah. XBiz this year, I won top fetish content creator.
Oh, you
I
won?
was
Congrats.
also, thank you. I was also nominated for hottest fetish star and best most spectacular boobs for the AVN Fan Awards. Did not win those, but the nominations meant a lot. And then,
Mhm.
yeah, I've got like 5 nominations for the mid-year awards with um, ASNs and Urban X and all these. But I think the Urban X is the one I'm most excited about because I've been to that awards show. I know girls who host it. Like I know the people who organize it, and it was really meaningful to get that nomination.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
I
yeah.
love Urban X. They are amazing. It's a great way to be able to include everyone.
Yeah, I think in previous years I didn't try for Urban X Awards because I was like, it's not for me. And like I'm really good friends with Anna Fox, and she was like, bitch, if you don't fucking try to get an Urban X Awards, I will kill you. Um,
You said you've
because I
been?
try to be very conscientious as obviously a white woman to not try to like feel like I'm trying to encroach or infiltrate on the spaces which are dear and hard fought for people of color in this industry and in any entertainment industry. Um, but as a queer person who works with people of all types,
Mhm.
I've been told by multiple fronts like you're included in this and like your fam, come on in.
Mhm.
Because
That's also our point of being exclusive or inclusive. I mean,
Yeah,
we're not trying to
yeah.
keep anyone out of this.
I love that.
well, I know because just me being around Urban X for a long, 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 long time now.
Mhm.
They always said like it's just an award show that includes everyone that doesn't just focus on this set whatever. 'Cause I know we were like they were the first ones to really do stuff for a lot of the BBW ones or TS stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And it's kind of like it's a niche, and
Mhm.
not everybody is getting the same notoriety that they deserve.
Well, I
So yeah.
think that, we say that like somebody's in a niche like BBWs or like women of color. That is, oh, it's a niche. Not everyone's into that. Bullshit. They're into it. It's about
Mhm.
what's being marketed to them. People, the general public mostly likes what is marketed to them and marketed well. If skinny blonde girls with big tits, I say this being one of those skinny blonde girls with big tits, are marketed to them, and that's the primary thing they're seeing, then that's what they're going to say they like because that's what they know. But if they start seeing, curvy girls, girls with tattoos, women of color, queer people, then all of a sudden they're into that too. But your average guy jerking off in the Midwest does not know what he's into. He only jerks off to what he sees and is hot. So I say that more companies need to give more different types of performers a chance, put them at the forefront, and see just how well they perform because you don't fucking know until you try. And we're seeing this across the board. Big girls, very popular. Trans women, top searched for content. Most of these sites don't even shoot trans girls. Tattooed girls, incredibly popular, but I still get told that I can't be put on sites because I have tattoos.
Yeah, I've
That's
heard,
bullshit.
like, I have a lot of friends who have tattoos and they don't get work because they have tattoos. Yeah, like, and I know for a fact that, like, it was a time, like, if you shot with a trans person in general, that no company would want to shoot you
They would
ever
then
again.
blacklist you because
Yeah,
you would be considered, yeah, dangerous.
dangerous.
And
And it's,
earlier in my career, I heard things like that sometimes because my wife is trans, and people would be like, "Well, you work with trans people." That's bullshit. She's tested, I'm tested, everybody's tested. How about you go to hell and take your bigotry with you? Um, I will work with any person of any body type. All I ask is that they are tested and respectful and communicate with me honestly about things. Um, I don't have very many people on my no list because somebody has to be like an actual like well-known abuser for me to not
Mhm.
want to work with them just because they don't have the same opinions about the world as me, or they look differently than the people I'm personally attracted to in my personal life does not mean I'm not going to work with them. I'm a
Mhm.
performer. I'm an actress. I'm not here to put every single thing that I do as like my personal preference. Um, Imagine an actress being like, "Oh, I don't want to co-star next to this person. They look differently than the people I like." Like that's insane. Um, so I'm a very inclusive performer when it comes to who I work with or the subs that I take on for my in-person sessions. I'm very inclusive.
Mhm. I am curious though, when it comes to your subs, what is your personal preference?
My personal preference is submissive women.
Oh.
I'm very queer. I'm very like I really love women who are very submissive and all kinds from girls, who are just pillow princesses where all they want is to be spoiled and taken care of. That's my wife. Um, to, sluts that want to be hardcore, beaten up till they're bloody. I'm into the wide range of things. I think in the end, and this is such a cringe term when a man says it. But I'm a service top. I am a pleasure dom. I love making a sub feel better than they've ever felt, feel safer and more seen, and to let them go through an experience that gives them whatever cathartic release they're looking for, whether it's through gentleness and connection or pain and suffering. Either way, something's going to let them connect with something they need to reach. And I love being able to facilitate that for them.
I love that. I will say I'm more of a bratty sub, but I do think it's because I lean more towards Dom than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
how do you think you would be able to handle a bratty sub, kind of like me?
Bratting comes from a few different places. Bratting usually comes from a place of just wanting to feel like you've been defeated. Like you put your dukes up, you had a little fight, you talked shit back, and now you're going to get punished for it. So I would tease you back and forth, get that energy up till you're bratting really hard. And then I'd wrestle you to the ground and force your legs apart with my knee and slap your pussy till you were begging me to fuck
Oh, it was
you.
you just made her excited over
She's
there.
like,
it's
that's one thing I just might do. I mean,
I love it though.
Like, I'm just the type of person that I just like people to beat me up and call me ugly. And yeah, that's
that's fun too. I do like that.
I
so.
love it. A woman
Come to
of my
LA, honey.
handle both
Let's make an appointment. I'll beat you up good.
right? Oh goodness. But I did hear that one of your BDSM specialties is
Mm,
hypnotism.
it is.
That work.
Yes, mind control.
Okay, I was,
So,
please do tell.
okay, maybe somebody's not into feet, but I want to make them be into my feet.
Mhm.
Well, I'm going to tease them with my body, get them jerking off, then show my feet and tell them keep jerking off, then
Mm.
get them horny again, horny again. play a little game like red light, green light. You can only jerk off when you see my feet. So I'll show my feet for a little while, let you jerk off, then take them away, tease again with the body, get you really craving it, show the feet again. You do this a few times, their brain is rewired.
Okay. Do you think you can cure somebody's podophobia?
I mean, if somebody was genuinely terrified of feet, I think we could work through that together. It would take time. This is not going to be a one and done kind of session, but I think that it would be easy to get at that. It would require, basically getting someone into an aroused state of mind, a relaxed, happy, safe state of mind, and then just talking about feet, not even looking at them yet, just introducing that idea of it and continuing to associate it with pleasure.
Yeah.
So, magic wand on the spot, make you have a look at the feet, one thing at a time.
She,
A little
she,
bit of exposure
she
therapy.
said that because I have extreme podophobia. Extreme podophobia.
But at the same time, I'm also not here to try to push people into doing things they genuinely don't like. If somebody, I have people who don't like feet or maybe are terrified of eye masks. They don't want to have their face covered.
Mhm.
That's fine with me. There's so many other things in BDSM that we can play with. The only thing that's non-negotiable for me is that you're going to become obsessed with me. And if you have a problem with that, then don't talk to me because you're going to become obsessed with me. Um,
Goddess vibes.
I don't have to do any specific fetish or act with a sub.
Mhm.
There's too much variety in BDSM for me to pigeonhole anyone.
Yeah.
I think she only said that because you brought up with somebody didn't like feet, and she knows that I have extreme
Well,
podophobia.
that was only if the person who didn't like feet wanted it cured. If
So,
you're fine with that being a thing that you experience, that's fine. If it's bothersome to you or you don't want to feel those feelings anymore, then I could help you with that.
so,
Mhm.
oh
She
goodness
can help
gracious.
you, Rasta. She can fix it. But
So
I
much
do
of
agree.
BDSM is therapy. So much of when it's done right, it's therapy. I just
Mhm.
recently started seeing a new client who told me that the first time she ever saw the word trans, and she's a trans woman about my age, was in one of my videos.
Okay.
Now, I introduced her to the idea of transness, and then she went to therapy, and then she transitioned, and then she reached out to me to start serving me.
I love that.
But it's my feminization encouragement videos that helped her understand who she is.
Mhm.
That to me is the
But
biggest thing. If I can help people know who they are and love themselves for it, for a submissive man to learn to love himself, for a trans woman to love herself, people come to things through kink and they learn more about themselves through it. It's like I said, it's therapy. You're playing with taboo ideas and getting to work through them in safe, controlled ways. And I think that's really special.
I agree
I
because
mean,
also with each, I guess, with each play that you have with a sub, it's going to keep changing. It's going to keep evolving based on their feelings and emotions that day
Yes.
and the feelings and emotions that you invoked in them in the previous sessions.
Yeah, I did a session last year with one of my long-term sub who usually likes really, really hard impact and needles and med vet and all kinds of fucked up stuff. But she had a really rough week. And she was like, Goddess, I just don't think I can do all that. Maybe we should just cancel the session. I was like, would you like to spend the time with me anyway? If I craft a different way for us to spend the time? So instead of going to a dungeon, we went to a hotel room. We got like food delivered to the room. We sat on the floor. She'd never seen Mean Girls, so we watched Mean Girls and cuddled and just talked.
Yeah.
And I asked her then, it was like, did that help you? Do you feel better from how you were? If not, that's also okay. You're dealing with real life stuff here, but I really hope that that was helpful. And she was like, that was exactly what I needed. Sometimes the spanking is what I need, but today that was exactly what I needed. And it's still in my memory, like one of my favorite little moments because while we didn't do anything that was like kinky, I let her have the space to just have like a girls' night that she doesn't normally get. Many of my clients are trans women. And this one in particular is an older trans woman, Lexi, who also has like my symbol tattooed on her and like a portrait of me tattooed on her arm.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's an amazing fan, though. I feel like that's beyond fandom, though.
That's somebody who, I would call her a client because she pays money to spend time with me, but ultimately she's dedicated on a much like deeper spiritual level. And I don't charge her for every teeny tiny interaction as well at this point. Like yesterday, I was doing a photo shoot. She lives in town. I just called her up and I said, "Hey, come swing by this location. You can unload all my equipment for me so I don't have to break a sweat before I start this shoot."
Oh,
She shows up, unloads the equipment, says thank you, and dashes off. A regular client, one I wouldn't trust to be in my space and energy right before I start a show. Two, I wouldn't trust them to touch my photography and videography equipment. And three, if they were to even see me for a few minutes to be helpful in some way, I would charge them for it. But she's graduated to another place after years of dedication. And then she also sends me like monthly payments just to support my life. But
yeah,
those who are genuine don't see the money that they give me as transactional. They just are happy to get to support me in my life and the art that I create and the life that I live.
as it should be, because a goddess like you should not be struggling or
I
worrying
shouldn't
about
be worrying or even
like,
thinking about it.
yeah. They get, in a sense, it's their pleasure to kind of make your life a little easier that way.
Literally. That's what I want in people who I surround myself with. And if somebody's on a budget and they don't have a lot of money, there's still so many ways that they can try to make themselves useful. Things like voting and awards, make me fan art, campaign for me, like put the energy out there. Because I hear all the time from some like, well, I'm not rich, I don't have thousands of dollars. Okay, then put in the hours and put in the work, put in the energy and the effort, and let me see that instead. And inevitably, I don't, because if somebody doesn't have the self motivation to get themselves a decent job and have a little bit of spare money in the world, then they probably don't have the dedication to serve long term. They just want to get off quickly and be told that they're a slave so they can jerk off to that and move on.
I agree. That's really what separates the true devotion or true devoters
Mm-hmm.
to the fans who just want a
Oh,
quick,
yeah.
or the viewers, I'd say.
And that's fine, but that's what I have clip for stores for. That's what I have videos of it. Like, don't come talking to me thinking I'm going to give you hours of my time for your $15, little tribute. Go buy one of my amazing videos and jerk off to that 1,000 times and really get your money's worth.
Mhm. I agree. But speaking of clips, what kind of content do you have at the moment?
Goodness, I've been producing videos since 2009. There was a time when I released one new full video a day for years and years on end. So I literally have around 5,000 clips that I've produced over time. It's
Oh,
kind
wow.
of insane. My library is huge. I'd say more than half, probably like two-thirds are non-nude femdom POV. So me talking to the camera like this, usually giving jerk off instructions, maybe teasing with my feet or my in lingerie or jeans is a
Mhm.
huge fetish that I used to do a lot of. Um, a lot of hypno and feminization, mind reprogramming to help people accept their submissive side and dedicate themselves to me. And then in the last 10 years, I started shooting more hardcore content as well. So I have a ton of solo masturbation, nude body worship, lots of videos with submissives, trans girls, cis girls, boys, men. And by that I mean like little twinks and giant muscle boys. I've got like I love, like I said, all kinds of bodies.
Ooh.
I have a DP, my first DP scene that I've ever sold. I've done a bunch of DP for pro scenes, but the first time I ever filmed it for myself, I released that this year, and that was really popular with my fans. Um, I just had a really nice like trade scene that I did with this new company called Sugar Coated Sweethearts, which is they're just getting ready to launch, and they are shooting like trade. So they could do all the production value, and I just show up, look hot, film the scene, but then I get to sell it later.
Mhm.
My version of that scene just came out, and in it I use like a handheld fuck machine where there's just like a dildo. It's like a dildo gun. You just pull the trigger and the dildo goes.
Oh, yeah, those are
And I
fun.
used one of those on myself, and it's so hot, but it's like in this Y2K fever dream. Like I've got like butterfly clips in my hair and purple eyeshadow. It's like it's so pretty. Yeah, that was a fun one. That just released on Friday.
That's
That's
so
what's up.
awesome. It sounds fun and flirty and like fresh.
Us, I try to always keep it fresh. I have everything from like crazy hardcore BDSM stuff. Like last year I shot this self-produced feature. It's over an hour long, has 3 parts to it, with Summer Cole called The Devil's Bride. And in it, she plays this bride. She's like in a real wedding dress and she's praying like, oh, my husband is so boring and he only likes missionary sex. I can't be married to this guy forever. Please, God, somebody save me. But God doesn't answer her prayers. It's the devil, me, full latex with giant horns. And I appear and I'm like, God can't help you here, but I can. Do you want to be my bride instead? And I put her through a series of BDSM tests of being in bondage and like hardcore anal and all this crazy stuff until finally it finishes with us on like a giant leather bed. And I'm like basting her with come Lou, like the power of Satan makes you come.
Oh my
Like,
Oh wow.
so it's like hardcore blasphemy, anal sex, cum lube, crazy messy BDSM,
God.
latex. I mean, it's crazy hot, super hardcore and fucked up. But it was a top seller, and I think that's the video that ended up getting me top fetish content creator because it was really popular.
Yeah. It sounds extremely orgasmic.
I mean, Summer and I both come from ex-Catholic backgrounds, and it was our dream together. We wrote this script and came up with a scene together. She'd never done like a hardcore BDSM scene and wanted to do something that felt very genuine to her.
Mhm.
And so we collaborated and made something really, really special.
That's amazing. Do you think that you opened her up to maybe some more kinks that she didn't know about?
Um, no, she knew about those kinks, but I think I gave her the opportunity to test herself against them and see how much she could take. And she definitely surprised herself with how far she could go.
Okay, I love that. The fact that you were able to give her a safe space to just
Yeah,
try things out, essentially.
yeah, yeah. And get something that's really special out of it. She just recently started re-promoting the scene because she just like had like a short break of not being able to do updates and having life stuff. Now
Mhm.
she's promoting that scene and really, made her own trailer versions of it and posters for it. And it's been cool to see it making the rounds again.
Mhm. That's pretty awesome, though. But we have not talked about your hobbies yet. And one of the things that I
Ooh.
was very curious about was you practicing poi.
I do some poi and other flow arts, hula hooping a little bit. Before I got into sex work, one of the things I did in college was read tarot and like do street busking for
Mhm.
like extra spending money.
Yeah.
And so I really love all things circus. Sometimes my fans will find me just randomly dressed up as a clown and hanging with a bunch of clown people. Um,
What
so
is
I really love circus stuff and flow
what is
arts.
street
I know
busting?
a bunch of people who go to Burning Man, although I don't like being in the desert for days in the dust. I
Mhm.
love the vibe of that stuff. So I'm really into, yeah, anything flow art.
I love
Okay,
that.
for what is street busting?
Street busking? Well, they don't really have that much in the US. I went to college in New Zealand.
Okay.
In
Ooh.
in Europe and other countries like New Zealand. New Zealand is not in Europe, by the way, guys, in case you didn't know that. New Zealand is basically the other side of the planet in the southern hemisphere next to Australia, across a small sea from Australia. Anyway, I went to university there
Mhm.
and they have a pretty big street busking culture, which street busking is, if you've ever been to New Orleans, you see it there. People out on the street with a hat performing. Maybe they're doing magic tricks or tumbling clown show, doing caricatures, playing music. It could be any number of things. Somebody's just out on the street with a hat, taking tips, by just being out there and putting on a show for people.
Okay.
Since it's live performance art.
It's live performance art, it's a very ancient tradition. There have been people out on the street busking. You go back to ancient Assyrian times, and there's going to be somebody out on the street being like, "Hey, give me a dollar for being silly on the street." Um, and I've never been afraid of a crowd. I've never been afraid to say, "Pay me money for being cute." Um, and I started off by doing tarot on the street because I've been reading tarot since I was young. I come from a line of women who read tarot, and I decided to take that to the street and be like, why not let people pay me and I get to practice and try out my skills. And then I met these weird little, street clowns who just run around in little clown outfits and put on little tumbling shows on street corners in like tourist districts. And I started running around with them, and gosh, you could make several $100s in a few hours just being out on the street on a busy tourist night. And then you take that down to the bar and have a good time.
Right? I like that idea. But I did read somewhere that you've traveled to over 20 countries.
I have traveled all around the world. It started when I was younger. When I was in my teens, I moved overseas and I lived in Southeast Asia, where I went all over Southeast Asia. And then I went to college in New Zealand, returned to the US, traveled all over the US, Canada. And then later, once I started doing more hardcore porn, I went to Europe and I've done legal porno there and been all over, especially Eastern Europe, and done all kinds of naughty things there with some really fun folk.
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
I'm jealous. I mean, I've been places, but there's so many more places that I need to go before I get
Oh,
Hmm.
there's so many, like, there's an endless number of places to travel. It really is true. I usually get like the bug every couple of years and I have to go somewhere I've never been before. But since moving to LA 2 years ago, I have been so happy. The LA Valley has so much in it within a short day drive. I can go up into the mountains, I can go down to the sea, I can find secluded coves, or I can be in a hip downtown bar. It's like all right here. And
Mhm.
my career has just been exploding. So I haven't felt a strong need to travel for the last couple of years, which is new for me. Usually I get a bug and I'm like, I want to be in a whole new environment I've never been in. But I'm really loving the energy here right now.
Okay. Where do you think would be your next place to travel to?
Probably Germany. I've only ever had layovers in Germany. I've never actually spent time there. I don't know if I'm going to do it this year because this year, again, I am booked and busy. I'm shooting my first feature soon. It's a
yeah.
busy year, but I really want to go to the Berlin Porn Film Festival and the Venus Convention there,
Mhm.
which are like the biggest porn conventions outside of the US. They're even bigger than the ones we have here. And it would be cool to go see what they've got going on there.
That's awesome. One of the things that I have heard about, I think it was German conventions, where they can actually have sex on the stage.
Yes, yes.
I like the
Yeah.
idea of that. Just
There's a
being,
lot of places in Europe where it's perfectly legal to have sex in public, especially if it's like a semi-public place, like a bar or an establishment like a convention. Like, if everyone who's in here is an adult and you can't get through the door without being an adult, then who freaking cares? Um, I personally don't think there's anything wrong with public nudity. And I love having sex in front of people. So yeah, I would love to go to Germany and fuck on stage in front of a few thousand people. That would be fun.
Right? That'd be so awesome.
I have a question when you're going through your hobbies. What tabletop game? Because like I see on here, you play video games and tabletop games. What
I do play
tabletop?
video games.
What tabletop games do you play?
What tabletop games do I play? Mainly Magic the Gathering.
That's
No,
awesome.
Yeah, I've been
I've
playing
seen it
Magic for
played.
about 6 or 7 years now. I'm kind of late to the game, as it were. I didn't, I didn't, I was like, those people look dorky. I'm cooler than that. When I was younger, I was like, in fact, early in my fetish days, I had a client who paid me for these custom videos of me tearing up Magic the Gathering cards. Before I knew anything about I did not play Magic, I did not care about it. And he sent me all of these Magic cards for me to tear up in front of him on camera. And I've gone back and I've watched it. I'm like, I was destroying
Right?
thousands of rare cards, thousands and rare cards for this guy. Now they were his cards, and he sent them to me to be destroyed. But damn, now I like the game, and I'm like, why? Why?
Once you find out the value of them, and not just that, the personal value that it brings to you once you start
Exactly.
getting
I
into
realize
it.
no, if somebody touched my Lord of the Rings commander decks, I would do violence upon them.
Yes, I agree. See, I used to play Magic the Gathering like a while ago, but I that's something that I just stopped doing once I lost my deck. I had
That's
like
fair.
big collection and then
Mm,
just losing it just makes you so sad.
yeah, for sure. Well, I want to recommend to you Magic the Gathering Arena, which is an app you can have on your iPad or your cell phone or your computer. And it's the video game version of Magic the Gathering.
Mhm.
And you can play standard, and they just recently added commander games as well. And it's free to play, and you can collect cards for free. I mean, I have tens of thousands of cards in my virtual library, far more than I have ever collected in person. I have a good amount of magic cards at this game because I'm bougie and have money to spare and no kids. Um, but I really love Arena because I can literally just like I don't have it next to me, but I can just open up my iPad. I'm playing Magic with somebody in 2 minutes.
I
And
love
that's
that.
that's really fun way to just get to play with different dynamics and check out the art and just yeah, experiment with the cards.
Mhm. I definitely want to try that again. I do think I'm gonna hop on the app.
See,
Sounds so fun.
I play a lot of Hearthstone.
Mhm.
Hearthstone?
Yeah, it's similar, but it's a different game.
I've
Okay.
heard of it, but I haven't played it myself.
Hmm.
So
I'm not sure I've heard of it, but I might look into that too.
it's a app you can play it on I think it's on I don't want to say right. It's not right. It's hmm, my brain is not braining right now. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can tell me later. But you did say, oh,
Blizzard.
it's
It's
on
on
Okay,
Blizzard.
Blizzard.
yeah.
It's a Blizzard game.
Ooh,
I'm like,
I
it's
love
gonna
it.
come to me. But
What video
video
games do you like to play?
I've played a lot of video games in my life. Like I've beat Elden Ring twice, for instance, if you know. If you don't
Yeah.
know, that is not an easy feat. I'm gonna go for my third playthrough and platinum the game on PlayStation soon. I primarily play games on PlayStation and Xbox because my PC is where I work.
Mhm.
And if I put Steam on here, I will not work.
Yeah. I learned my lesson with that one because I had put Sims on there. And the
Mm-mm.
thing is, you see a video game and then you see your work and you're like, well,
I'm like, I'll just run it a little bit in the background. It'll be fine.
yeah.
No, 12 hours later, I've accomplished zero tasks. I
Hmm.
just become hyper focused. So I use video games as a reward system for myself for getting shit done, or only on my days off. Like today I did some admin before I did this. I have another podcast after this, and then I get to go play games. What I'm playing currently is Hades 2. And Hades is a game that is like a top-down roguelike. You
Mhm.
progress your way further and further through these dungeons and then get sent back to the beginning whenever you die.
Okay.
And you're slowly uncovering a storyline as you go through the dungeon repeatedly, finding different things in it. And the story is based on Greek myth. So I really, really love it because I'm very much into mythology, and Hades 2 is really goddess focused. It's all the goddesses. You get to have
Mhm.
blessings from all the goddesses. They give you boons to help you power up and fight your way through better. You get to interact with and have these like kind of personal relationships with figures like Hecate or Circe, who I literally have altars to them in my home as a witchy lady. So
Yeah.
it feels really special to have them like appear to you in a game. I'm like, I got this. I love you.
Mhm.
So yeah, Hades 2 is something I'm really obsessed over right now.
That's pretty awesome because I'm huge into like Greek mythology and just, I guess, even Norse mythology as well. It's
I
just
mean, all the
exciting to see.
pantheons. I'm very heavily into mythology, and I've studied everything. When I was little, I was like, I want to be an Egyptologist, and I learned how to read hieroglyphs and studied the pantheons of the Old Kingdom and the New.
Mhm.
Comparative mythology and how that flows into modern religion. I have studied extensively, and it's a big part of why I pivoted from being Dom Kaya to Goddess Kaya, because I realized that so many deities throughout time just came from people or stories that became something iconic that people return to over and over again. And I said, I could be that. What if I'm the new goddess? What if I'm the new modern goddess that people need to look to?
Yeah,
And so I started creating Kayaism, and it's just grown.
I love that.
I
That
heard,
kind of reminds me of Xena, how essentially they were saying that the gods' powers really come from the devotion and the belief of people.
100% agree with that. And this is also a concept you see in the series Sandman, um, that a god's power comes directly from the belief that others have in them. And I will tell you what, as a cult leader, when my cult grows, I feel it. I'm just getting hotter and more powerful and healthier. I'm living my best life while I have thousands worshiping me around the world.
and not like via what she's saying, like her bachelor's degree makes more sense now. No, because you get your bachelor's in English literature, right? So yeah, that makes more sense now. So I'm
For
sorry,
sure.
it just goes with learning all of that mythology stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And mind you, I have heard that there is a degree that's like specifically for mythology.
Yeah, there's definitely mythology degrees. There's people who specialize in mythology, like comparative mythology. And there's
Hmm.
people who might specialize in specific pantheons or other parts of mythology. I certainly have spent enough time studying it at this point that I could probably get a degree. Just just let me take the finals. I know I've done all the studying. Um, but ultimately, uh, I think that it's really easy to get caught up in treating these things like stories and not recognize the real power that they have in our world, and that these stories have persisted for so long despite active attempts to bury them. We
Yeah.
did not know the names of the Greek gods and goddesses except for like Zeus and Hera and a few of the other major ones until more recently. The North pantheon was
Mhm.
almost completely lost to time. So many goddesses that we know of now were actively repressed when monotheism started to take over the world. because it's not that they say that there are no other gods. They just say don't put any others before him.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean there aren't any others. And my interests lie in who are those other gods and what power do they have? Yahweh, the God of the Bible, he's fine, but he's not my guy.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Not to yuck anyone's yum. If anyone wants to pay homage to Yahweh, respect, that's your thing. But he and I don't get along so good, and that's fine. I have other
Mhm.
deities that I put my energy into, and they've rewarded me for that greatly.
I definitely agree. But when you were talking about the video game, that kind of reminds me of this anime. It's called Is It Okay to Pick Up a Girl in a Dungeon?
Okay, I haven't seen this one.
But essentially, he is traversing the dungeons, and essentially, each group has their goddess that they
Hmm.
worship and essentially they live with. So that goddess is able to grant you powers and stuff like that as you
Mm.
go
I'm
on.
gonna have to check it out because I'm also a big anime fan. There's so much anime that we have access to right now,
Two things.
with these apps. Whereas when I was coming up as a kid, you'd have to like find that friend who went to Japan and brought some manga back, and then you all pass it around and share it. Yeah, no, I mean it's so much more accessible now.
Two things. I know the one that you just spoke about is in its fourth season. But what anime do you watch?
Well, right now I think my favorite anime is probably Free Ren,
Hmm.
which is a story of an elven mage in an age of magic where there's almost no elves left, and it's like just humans doing magic now. And she's one of the last like ancient, incredibly powerful elven mages. She helps battle demons that are trying to kill all of humankind. And it's a grand adventure that her and her troop of people go on, but ultimately, so much of the story is told through the quiet moments, sitting by a brook, eating food, helping some villager with some small task that they need. And it's a story told with a lot of quiet, reflective, contemplative moments.
Mhm.
It's not an anime where anyone like gets really bug-eyed and waves their arms around and screams a bunch. It's very quiet and mature and gentle, even while also having some of the most badass fight sequences that you can imagine. And again, it's very femme-centric. All the main characters are all women, which I really like.
I do love that.
I know that because I know last I looked as far as because I use my anime list,
Mhm.
so I know what I've watched because I've watched too many. Like you said, I've seen too many animes in my life to keep track of it anymore. And I know last I looked, Free Run was still number one as the top ranked anime like in the world.
I'm not surprised. It's
Yeah.
it's really beautiful. It's really special. I talk to people who are into anime and they've never heard of it all the time, and I'm like, you are missing something because it is good.
Like I was talking like literally like 3, 4 days ago, I was talking to one of my friends because I had heard someone give their opinion of what free rent was, and like they got upset that I was telling them what this person said their opinion was, what free rent is, and I'm like, I said I haven't like I've only seen I only sat back and watched 2 episodes of free rent, and they said I have to get through blah 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 in order to get to the real meat of everything, because I don't want to say whatever, but you watch the first episode, you see like where I was for anybody who's seen it.
I
I've
mean,
only
I
been
would
through that
definitely
much.
recommend like, they're not certainly not difficult watches. They're a little bit more like slow than some anime because again, it's a big story told with quiet moments. But it makes it something that's so rewatchable. It's just beautiful. I've watched the first season like 3 times now because it's just so beautifully animated and so rewatchable. Um, I love a lot of anime, but one of the things I sometimes find difficult with anime is how abrasive or like loud it can get. It's a lot of screaming and a lot
Mhm.
of really intense fight sequences that are just quick, fast movements without things like making sense.
Yeah.
Um, or like overly complicated magic and fighting systems, and they're like explaining it like reading the rules off to me. I'm like, I don't need this.
Mhm.
Um, so I tend to prefer anime that are a little bit more, yeah, contemplative or
Yeah.
modern. Like I really liked the Cyberpunk Edge Runner series.
Oh, that
So
was good.
freaking good. That's anime. Blue-Eyed Samurai. That's like a Western made, but very
Mhm.
good. Like again, something intense story told with contemplative moments.
Mhm.
And then I just like animated series a lot, like Over the Garden Wall. I watch that every single fall. It is one of my favorite shows.
I know when you say like a slow burn, like that makes me think. I was telling my friend the same thing of Planet. Planet is a really extremely slow anime, but it's so
Okay.
good. But then you get when you get to Planet After Story, and this
Hmm.
is why everybody say Planet is one of the saddest, like within the top five of the saddest animes that exist. That After Story, like I don't know, like how teary eyed or what it takes for you to be teary eyed. That's that one did like I don't cry, but that one did a number of my emotions.
Mm.
Planet
I can
like,
agree.
but the thing is you have to watch Planet first because it explains everything in Planet after story. But Planet was like it's like 25 episodes and it moves really slow, but that after story goes so super fast and it's like
Yeah.
so sorry. I love slice of life anime. So
Yeah,
I like feel
exactly.
good. I
Same.
like feel good anime. Like you
Yeah.
know like I the world is messed up. I want something to take me away from the world sometimes.
Yes, yes. But I mean, I love all kinds of media, and sometimes ones that can be upsetting or disturbing or make you weep are really powerful as well. I love how much media can make you feel strongly,
Mm.
whether it's books, audiobooks, music, TV, movies, any kind of art. I'm a really big media person. Like I have a huge physical media collection, thousands of books, hundreds of records, tapes, VHSs and CDs,
Yeah.
not to mention all the digital media that I own. So I'm a big fan of media, especially media that makes you feel strongly.
And the beauty about media is you should watch it while you have different emotions to capture different stuff from it, you know?
And over time, something I've been doing recently is revisiting stories that I enjoyed when I was younger, books, movies, whatever, and then seeing how my perspective has shifted from enjoying it as, teenager or early 20s, and then being now almost 40, very different. I just restarted the Wheel of Time series, which I read most of them, not all of them, but most of them in my early 20s. And I just started the audiobooks, which have just recently been done with Rosamund Pike doing the vocals. And
Mm.
she plays one of the characters in the TV show that they did of it. And the TV show is meh, but the Rosamund Pike is a perfect voice. Love her voice.
Mm.
Um, and her audio reading of it is very good. But what I'm immediately struck by is how when I went through this fantasy series when I was younger, I identified with the young chosen one heroes coming from their small village, being whisked away by this witchy character on a crazy adventure to try to stop the most evil dark one. But now I'm like, I identify with the older witchy lady who's whisking these kids away, and I'm like frustrated with these children characters being like, get it together, do what she says. Whereas when I was younger, I was like, why is she so mean?
Oh, goodness. I agree. Because
And it's interesting, just like how as I mature, the perspectives that I identify with and the characters that I identify with and how I relate to the characters has changed significantly. And that's really cool to do.
And in another simpler, I will say, cartoon, like with Shrek, as when we were younger, I will say most of us identified more with Donkey. But as we get older, we see Shrek's perspective. We're like, you know what? I like my peace. I would be happy
Leave
in a
my
swamp.
fucking swamp alone.
Yes.
Like I get him, actually. Yeah.
Yep. But
Oh, and that's the same with like suddenly finding people attractive that were not attractive, like Shrek. When I was a kid, I wasn't being like, "Ooh, that's Shrek." Oh, now I'm like, he's responsible. He's a property owner. He takes care of his own. Like, he's nice. I'm like,
he knows how to hunt.
I want a man with a
I'm
swamp.
mad you
Let's
said he knows how
go.
to hunt.
If you think about it, he knows how to hunt. He knows how to find food. That's a good man to me.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
he got his own swamp. How many men you know got their own swamp?
That's right. Shit. Swamp, it's almost like lakeside property.
No, that's what I mean. Like, that's basically Florida.
Exactly. Oh, goodness. But
Oh, golly.
going on to, well, we are talking about cartoons. Are there any cartoons that you have cosplayed, or what are some cosplays that you have done?
I have definitely done a lot of cosplays. I just recently revisited Hela as a cosplay. And she's from like the Norse mythology pantheon, like with Thor, it's Thor's older sister.
Yeah.
Um, and I just actually sold a custom video in that, so I'll be returning to that soon. I'm
Ooh.
putting together the stuff for a new Harley Quinn cosplay that I'll be doing this summer at some point. I've done Batwoman, I've done Catgirl. I really like DC characters. Um, but I'm really wanting to do even more cosplay in the next few years. It's just a matter of getting the costumes together at this point. Yeah, I had a thing happen to me a few years back where all of my like work stuff, all of my lingerie and cosplay and BSM gear was in a storage unit temporarily while I was moving spaces. And then that storage unit got hit with thieves. And like I've seen the security footage and they like backed a semi up to my unit and just put everything, you know,
Damn.
tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff that I'd collected over my long career. I mean they took my used dildos, like they took it all.
Hey.
So sorry.
So I've been starting over.
Mhm.
It's like all my cosplay, all my custom made costumes that I had made on Etsy over the years, and like it was all gone. So I'm restarting still.
I feel like that's what you should have in your wish list then, cosplay stuff.
I wish that Amazon had better quality cosplay. I did just recently um put some like slutty nun outfits on there and somebody bought them immediately. So
Ooh.
I want to produce a scene where I'm a mother superior and I've got two submissive girls dressed in nun outfits and then I do terrible things to them.
That sounds awesome. Mind you, I will say, when it comes to nuns, I do have a fantasy scene that I would either like to play out or I would like to just watch. But
Uh-huh. Which
essentially,
is
where like one of the nuns, she's like a prospect nun, I believe, and
Mhm.
essentially she's trying to, you know, learn the ropes, and then Mother Superior is like, you know, being the way she is. And she's like, no, I'm a virgin. Let me stay a virgin or whatever. It's like, well, your booty hole doesn't have to be. And just go straight into anal. Like,
I
no,
love
no
that.
pussy, straight anal.
That could be arranged. Like I said, I just got some new nun habits. My house, let's play a game.
Fuck
There
yes. Because I have played a pastor's daughter before,
you
but
go. I love that.
mhm.
So, what are like I love the topic, but let's make sure we talk about this. So, what do you have coming up, like as far as mainstream things or stuff you're about to release on your content page? Like with,
Definitely.
and no, I
Um,
say this, this is going to be released, in 4 weeks because we're recording
four
ahead of time.
weeks.
June,
So, anything you have within that time is free will. What
June
date?
Let me
15th. June
pull up my
15th.
release schedule.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. I've got some really fun stuff coming out. I've got femdom stuff coming out on my pages as well as regular hot solo masturbation. The next masturbation video I have coming out is actually me using a butt plug and a dildo, so a little DP on myself in pink latex, super hot. I've got some foot fetish coming out. I've got a hot boy girl video watching me take some big dick. I've got some girl girl coming out. Watch me tie up some sluts.
Mm.
And then for pro scenes, I have a girl girl scene coming out with Love Her Feet. They just released at the time of filming yesterday. There's like a short teaser that you do for them that already came out, and then the main scene will be followed up in the next few weeks. Probably by the time this is released, it will be out. And that is a girl girl scene with myself and Anna Fox doing really slutty things to each other's feet. Very fun. Um, and then I'm filming a lot of stuff this month. At the end of this week, I'm doing a boy, girl, girl. I have fetish femdom scenes coming out for meanbitches.com. I don't know when these things will be released because they've not yet been filmed.
Mm.
I'm doing more femdom fetish stuff next month. And then in July, I start filming my very first feature. I can't talk much about it right now, but it is going to be a major feature, and I have the co-lead role. So I'm very excited about that.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
So much hot content, both already out and coming to us soon.
I'm always busy.
That's great. That's great. I just wanted to make sure because I know we've already hit our time. I know you got another podcast to do after us, so I didn't want to take too much. I don't know what time it's at.
That's
So
at 4:30. So, this is I'm not rushing off. I've got time even still for a nice break in between here. So we're good.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure because you know what? As I said, this is a show about you, but I also want to respect your time.
I appreciate that very much. I appreciate that very much. Y'all have
So
been great to chat with. This is fun.
where can everybody find you? Buy,
Mhm.
purchase, contribute your
Well,
content on.
obviously, I've got all my socials, which are free. You can just look up my name, Kyaa Chimera. I'm Goddess Kyaa or Kyaa Chimera on every social out there. I do a lot of fun, safer work like TikToks and Reels. I really like just doing fun, silly, soft core, playful stuff. You get to see me also talk about the work I do with Sunday Fair, which is a not-for-profit organization here in LA that puts events on for sex workers by sex workers. And if you or any of your viewers are sex workers and you're in LA, hit us up, look up Sunday Fair on Instagram because we do events every single month that are fun connective stuff like wellness days where we have massages or group meditation. We have pool parties, we hang out, and we just create space for each other. We have clothing swaps and skill exchange. It's really fun stuff.
I
So
think I've,
highly recommend looking up Sunday Fair.
I think I've been to one.
I bet you have. They're really awesome. Next time you're in LA, come hit us up.
No, I live in LA. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
well, come on
Mhm.
down
I said,
the 29th or the 30th or whatever the last Sunday is. Let me double check the date here. This month, it is the 31st this month. We have an event. It's free to attend if you're in the industry or you represent sex workers like yourself. And it's a great way to come meet people, hang out, and just get to share space with each other. So I really, really recommend it. And if you ever want to sponsor one of our events, we'll also shout you out.
That's awesome.
I was trying to see because I think I've been invited on this one app, and I'm trying to see have I yeah, I'm sure I've been there. I'll put it like that.
Mhm.
I'm sure I've been there before. I'll put it like that.
Well, after this, I will send you in the chat the Instagram so you can come and check it out and get the links
Yes,
for invites
please.
and stuff because we love it. I'm usually at them. I'm not gonna be at the one on the 31st because I have another thing I have to be at. But I am the social media coordinator, so pretty much all of the Instagram and Twitter at this point are run by me for them. So I'm really proud to be able to be a part of that organization.
That's pretty awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Mhm.
then of course I'm on every fan site, clip site. I'm on Clips for Sale. I'm on MiniVids. I'm on I Want Clips. My OnlyFans is Goddess Kyaa. I also have Kaya's free fans on OnlyFans. And you can get all my hot content there and chat with me every day in the DMs. I'm on Loyal Fans. I do lives on my OnlyFans as well, about once a week or every other week, depending on my schedule. So yeah, come hang out, come get some. I do customs. They are $100 a minute, but it is getting a bespoke custom movie made by a multi-nominated award-winning performer who will make your fetish and erotic fantasies come to life in full HD, handmade by me. So come get it.
There's no better deal than that. Like,
Thank you.
but I think we are out of
Right.
time.
That's what we're,
Um,
that's
I
what,
You did not mention kayaism.com.
Oh, that is my free homepage, kaiism.com. I'm getting ready to do an overhaul on that because it's really just like you can get my links there and I have a few galleries, but my goal is to turn it into a really interactive and powerful place for my fans to keep up to date with everything I'm doing, have a blog on there, all of that. But yeah, running your own platform is hard work.
I
So, but
agree.
definitely bookmark chiasm.com because if any other platform goes down, you'll always be able to check there to see what new platforms I'm on.
And that is very important, especially with Instagram
Yeah.
going back and forth on the rules.
Yeah, you can't reliably look for me on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or even sites like OnlyFans or whatever because you never
Mhm.
know what could happen. So, yeah, just check my chiasm.com because that is my base of operations.
Sweet.
okay,
Make sure
and
you guys go check it out if you want to devote yourself to this beautiful goddess.
I wanted to say if you want to have this lovely, fantastic, brilliant, fun human being on anything you're doing, please hit up the Rub
Yes.
and
I do podcasts and appearances. I was recently on the Eric Andre show. I spanked Mark Maron live on stage. I love showing up either casual like this or full dom mode and make an appearance.
yeah. So just hit her up and just like, hey, I want I need that goddess. Need that goddess. Say it just like that too, like with full of desire, because and
Mm,
that proves that you really need it.
I love being wanted.
So just hit up the rub. And Sarah, where can I find you really quick?
You guys can find me on iamsarahLace.com. All of my links and my social medias will be on there.
We are the Burbank Misfits on Instagram, Burbank Misfits on Facebook and on the Twitter and on Blue Sky. And burbankmisfits.com that says everything that we do. 'Cause we do a lot of crap. And the merch and stuff and all serious stuff. I am RAWSTARR on Twitter and on Instagram. Again, thanks to this beautiful woman for blessing us with her presence. We really appreciate it. And we will see you all next week.
Bye.